Hey everyone, this is Stevie here, and today we are going to be drawing this. Now, I like this drawing here just because it's kind of complicated. Like, the way you have to think about it is a little bit unorthodox. Now, the interesting thing is this flange, it's kind of hard to see like what it will actually look like once it's in 3 dimensions, but something you'll notice right off the bat is there's 4 circles here. And why that's interesting is because they seem to be at an angle. Like, they're obviously 40 or 90 degrees from each other. If you draw a line through these, you can see that they're perpendicular. Now, when we draw this, we're not going to draw it in this orientation because that would be pretty complicated and annoying to do. What we'll do is we'll just draw one here, 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 and here, and then just rotate it. So let's start off with that. When you look at the drawing, you'll notice that everything, first of all, has radiuses. Now, we in Fusion 360 deal with circles with diameters, so you'll have to multiply every value here by 2. Additionally, what you'll notice is that this circle here has a radius of 22.5, but then there's a second radius here, 26. Now you might be wondering what that's for, but it's actually for to be able to put the center of these circles on it. So this one right here and the smaller one inside. So let's do that. First we need radius of 22.5 and 26. We're going to create a sketch and then click on this surface here. We need to type out 22.5, but we know that we need to make this a diameter, so a diameter is times 2 that. So we just press enter. Now we do the exact same thing, but with 26 times 2. So 26 times 2, and press enter. So we're going to scroll in a little bit, just so we can see it a little bit better. Now, what you'll notice is the circles are on that outer 26 circle. So we need to make one that's a diameter of 2.5 times 2, and one that's a diameter of 12. Alright? So we'll do that. We'll create another circle, and we'll just select any point on here. It's not really important just because it is symmetric the whole way around. Now we'll just select here, and we will write 5 and press enter. And we'll do the same thing, but with 12. And press enter. Now I got 5 because 2.5 times 2 is 5, and 6 times 2 is 12. Now you could also, again, just write in 2.5 times 2, and that's perfectly acceptable. The program can handle that, and it's very nice. Next thing you'll notice is we have this little semicircle type thing that has a radius of 7. And the way we achieve that is by filleting right here. So we're going to have to fillet between here and here. And the difficulty with that is the way the Filat Tool works. So, like, first of all, let's delete this outer circle. We don't need it anymore. But the way that the Filat Tool works in 2 dimensions is it has to be an intersection point between 2 lines that terminate where they intersect. And so you see they don't terminate here, so it's giving us an issue. It won't actually let us select that. So the way we handle that is we have to use our trim tool. We're going to go up to trim and select here, and we're going to delete that and also delete this. Now that we've done that, we have a terminating point right here that we can fillet. So we'll select fillet, and we will select that terminating point and choose our radius of 7 and press enter. And we will do the exact same thing to the other side. Fillet, click, 7, and enter. And now we want to make 4 of this exact thing. So we will highlight these 4 things, or these, well, not 4 things, but we'll highlight all these individual components once we click create and go down to circular pattern. We'll highlight them. It didn't highlight everything, so we'll select those 2 manually, and then we'll select a center point. And what it does is based off of your center point, it chooses a specific distance, and then it just rotates it around a circle of that radius. And so, of course, we're going to select this as our center point because everything is just going to rotate about that. And we'll click there. And so we see we have 3. We need 4. So we're just going to type in 4 and press OK. Now, to clean it up so that it looks nicer, well, actually, to be, not just to be nicer, but also to be functional, we need to delete these lines that are in here. So we'll do that by clicking on our Trim tool and just take out these 3 extra lines. And now we can finally press Finish Sketch. So, this is starting to take shape now, which is good. Next, we need to extrude this by 3 millimeters. So we will press Q and select this face. We'll type in 3 and press OK. Now we have the base that is 3 millimeters tall. Next thing we need to do is, if we look at our little drawing here, we have a circle of radius 17 that's next. So what we'll do is 34, or we can just write 17 times 2. So we'll create a sketch and select this face here. We'll go up to our center diameter circle, select the midpoint, and then type in 17 times 2 and press Enter. We'll need to press Q and select it, and you'll see that it needs to be extruded by 5.5 millimeters. So we will type in 5.5 up here. It doesn't matter, you could type it in down here or you could pull it, whichever is easiest for you. And then we will press OK. Next, we need to make a circle of radius 14. So we'll do that. We'll create another sketch on top of here, create another circle, and type in 14 times 2 and press Enter. We will press Q once more and select this, and that one has to be extruded by 3.5 millimeters. So we'll type in 3.5 and press OK. And finally, for our last circle, we need to make a circle of radius 11. And so you'll see here all this highlight, or at least this with lines in it, that's solid. And so you'll notice that in here it is empty. And that's because we're cutting through it. So instead of adding to this, again, we're going to actually subtract all the way. And we could add up these all together. 3 plus 3.5 is 6.5, plus 5.5 is going to be 12. But instead of doing that, all we have to do really is just look at it on the side and just use our little extrude tool, and it's going to be fun. So we'll do that. Again, the radius is 11, or the diameter is 22. So we will create one more sketch here, and we will select another center diameter circle and type in 22 and press Enter. We'll hit Q, and then we can select this inner circle, and we'll shift middle click so that we can look around here, and we can just drag it down. So you can see 12 millimeters is all the way through, but we can go as far as we want, or we could add to it. But I love this little graphic. I think it's great. So we will press OK. Now it's starting to look just like the flange that we want it to be. The final thing that we have to do, though, is you'll notice here on the cross section that there is a little radius here, and that's achieved by filleting. That radius is 1.5 millimeters, so let's do that. We'll go up here to our Filat Tool once more, and we will click on this little ring right here, and we'll click that, and we will type in 1.5 millimeters. And we can press OK. And that is exactly what it's supposed to look like. So now we have every part of our flange done, and it looks just like the drawing. We can even rotate it to be in the same orientation, just like that. So there you go. That is how we use several different tools, more specifically how we can actually fillet a two-dimensional drawing. I think that's one of the most important takeaways from this, because it does make it a lot easier to do some of these more complex looking drawings. So thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe, comment down below what you'd like to see next, and we'll see you in the next video.